Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We got a new Watch Mojo for y'all today, man. We got 10 horrific crimes that shock millennials, which is us. Not Gen Z.
So what?
Not Gen Z. No.
So which is us?
No.
Okay, so
I don't know.
If I would like remember any of these.
I don't even know.
I don't know. Let's see.
But hey, man, with that being said, before we get into it, you didn't even remind me to fix the lights, girl. Make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go, man. You want to first support, you got to do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
knocking it with a thumbs up.
I told you to remind me earlier.
I know. I looked at it and I said I got to remind him and I forgot again.
It's all lopsided. There's probably another reason why it's in your face. Because it's like, hello.
Maybe so.
Oh, man, if y'all new to the channel, man, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, man. Join the family. Join the fun, man. But let's see what these 10 horrific true crimes are. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it.
He stalked people on social media. He stalked the families on social media.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the most notorious scandals and incidents that millennials have lived to see.
Rebecca.
It's time to end this.
All state and local units stand down immediately. FBI hostage rescue will be taking over.
The murder of Gianni Versace.
Oh. Look, have you ever watched this?
In 1997, the fashion world was stunned when this renowned designer was shot on the steps of his Miami Beach mansion. His assailant, 27-year-old Andrew Cunanan, was already infamous for a cross-country killing spree that left 4 others dead. Cunanan approached Versace as he returned from a morning walk, shooting him in the head with a .40 caliber handgun before fleeing the scene.
After Versace's murder, with Cunanan on the loose, anxiety grew.
Let me assure you that Miami Beach and Dade County are safe.
The murder captivated millennials, dominating headlines while the nationwide manhunt that had begun with his earlier crimes continued. 8 days later, Cunanan was found dead on a houseboat, having taken his own life. Fast forward decades later, and the world still has numerous unanswered questions as to Cunanan's motives.
He was living an extremely elaborate lie. And I think even he believed it at times.
The disappearance...
It's still shocking millennials. See, like, what? Yeah.
Because I'm wondering, I'm like...
You can watch the documentary.
What was your motive? Like, in the other 4, like, what was up with that?
Nobody knows.
Of Madeleine McCann.
Well, police have just temporarily broken off their search. They've been searching all morning, and as you said last night, as have staff and guests. For now, they have nothing to report. Obviously, everyone here is extremely concerned.
This infamous case may be described as one of the most gripping and frustrating in recent history. The young British girl vanished while on vacation with her family in Praia da Luz, Portugal in 2007. Despite years of heavy investigation by professionals around the world, we're no closer now than we were then to finding out what happened to her.
You must just feel so helpless. Suddenly a lot of doors began to close. You know, the UK government and the authorities kind of withdrew, and there was obviously doubt, you know, amongst sectors of the general public.
Some believe she was kidnapped or killed by a stranger. Others are suspicious of her parents, Kate and Jerry, who left their kids alone at night to go eat tapas. In any event, Madeleine McCann is a name that virtually any millennial would recognize.
And I've no doubt that Madeleine was targeted.
Not the name, but the case for sure. Not necessarily the name.
And that makes us, sick to the core to think that somebody was watching us and our daughter and then targeted her.
The killing of Hae Min Lee.
So, what you think happened? If you got an idea or ever had a thought of what happened, but I do got a scenario. I think.
Tell us yours.
I don't want to.
Oh, you don't want to. You just have something on your mind.
I always had something on my mind, but it's
bad.
like a couple things, but one.
Okay, you don't have to say my bad.
But I would ask you, did you have anything?
Every time I hear it, it never really makes sense to me. Well, not that it doesn't make sense to me. It's just kind of like...
Because they didn't go over details.
But every time I hear the story, I'm honestly trying to figure out what possibly could have happened. Was it somebody close to y'all, or was it a stranger?
Because to me, for one, it's very awkward that y'all was out having a good time and left the kids there alone like that.
And y'all was doing shifts to go check on the kids and make sure they were good. And I don't know, it just was, I don't know.
It's the manner of how everything happened that's very strange, to say the least. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what bothers me, is it's just too strange for me. The case is.
Yeah.
They feel that the process was not fair to them, fundamentally unfair. And what they're asking for is what the law requires, which is a fair process.
In 1999, Lee, an 18-year-old high school student, was found strangled in a grave in Baltimore, Maryland. Her ex-boyfriend, Adnan Syed, was soon arrested, convicted of her murder, and sentenced to life in prison. However, the case gained new life in 2014 when the hit podcast Serial examined the investigation, trial, and evidence used against Syed.
An American journalist called it the Dickens of the podcast age, in the way that you're waiting chapter by chapter for the next edition to come out.
Millions of millennials became obsessed with his involvement, or lack thereof, in Lee's fate. In 2022, after years of legal battles, Syed's conviction was overturned, only to be subsequently reinstated. The case remains controversial, with many still questioning whether justice was truly served.
This morning, the ongoing fight for freedom after 23 years behind bars.
The Unabomber's reign of terror.
Wow.
And so with him being, was he furloughed, or like how was he released? Can he be retried? Because, you know, sometimes they can get it where the case is now dismissed and you can come home, even if they find evidence that pinpoints you, that they'll be like, oh, no, we can't necessarily determine that you can be retried again.
I don't know what evidence they had to, like, you know, and then what new, I don't know.
Been almost as much money spent on the Unabomber investigation as all serial murderers put together.
For nearly 2 decades, the United States was terrorized by a mysterious serial bomber known as the Unabomber. Ted Kaczynski, a former assistant mathematics professor turned recluse, carried out an American-wide mail bombing campaign, targeting universities, airlines, and individuals he saw as symbols of technological destruction. His homemade explosives killed 3 people and injured 23 others. The story gripped the nation, with investigators struggling to track him down until the Washington Post published his 35,000-word manifesto at the FBI's urging. In a shocking twist, Kaczynski's own brother recognized his writing and turned him in.
But 2 phrases in the manifesto jump out at David.
Yeah.
Cool-headed logician, and you can't eat your cake and have it too. Phrases his brother often used.
Arrested in 1996, the Unabomber's legacy of fear still lingers, especially for millennials who grew up hearing his name.
The Washington Post had published a special section containing the 35,000-word manifesto of the serial mail bomber known as Unabomber.
The murder of Laci Peterson.
And I think for many people, they
I know his name.
He didn't look like he was grieving. He never looked as though he was upset.
On Christmas Eve in 2002, 27-year-old Laci Peterson, who was almost 8 months pregnant, vanished from her Modesto, California home. As the search for her intensified, suspicion quickly fell on her husband, Scott Peterson, whose calm demeanor and statements raised red flags.
Scott Peterson denied interview requests.
You told me you'd lost your wife and this was the first holidays you'd spend without her?
I keep hearing Laci say to me, Mom, please find me and Connor and bring us home.
The case took a shocking turn when it was revealed that Scott had been having an affair with a woman who claimed he told her his wife was already dead. In April 2003, Laci's remains and those of her unborn son washed ashore in San Francisco Bay, and Scott was arrested shortly after. His trial became a media spectacle, and he was convicted of first-degree murder in 2004.
I believed in Laci. Went over there to see what was going on. That's the first mistake.
The Long Island serial killer.
Eventually, police would find 10 sets of remains in the area. Maureen.
That's crazy, bro. And an unborn son.
Unborn child.
All because you was having an affair.
Because facts.
And you told her, oh, my wife is already deceased. Damn, I know she feel guilty too. You know what I'm saying?
Over there to see what was going on. That's the first mistake.
The Long Island serial killer.
Eventually, police would find
we know
10
a lot about
sets
this.
of remains in the area. Maureen and 3 others.
Aren't they doing a docu? A Netflix doc. Can you remember we saw it recently? And I remember I said
oh yeah, you did say something, yeah.
Were found first and dubbed the Gilgo 4. Discarded in a similar fashion, roughly 500 feet apart,
The culprit behind the Gilgo Beach serial killings remains a chilling mystery. In 2010, police searching for a missing woman in New York discovered multiple sets of human remains. Over time, at least 11 victims, mostly petite women involved in sex work, were linked to the case. The gruesome findings sparked widespread fear and speculation, with theories ranging from a lone killer to a possible police cover-up.
Wait, what part of the beach was this? Let me look at the map again. Like, we couldn't even get a grasp on just the logistics and where all the bodies were found.
In 2023, authorities finally arrested Rex Heuermann, an architect with a seemingly normal life, but many questions have yet to be answered. Millennials continue to follow the story through documentaries, podcasts, and Reddit discussions.
True.
I'm standing here with my law enforcement partners in the Gilgo Task Force to announce the indictment of defendant Rex Andrew Heuermann, 59 years of age.
The Boston Marathon incident.
How did he become the person who allowed himself to do this terrible
It is now
act?
up to a federal jury to decide the appropriate punishment for Boston Marathon bombers.
They would have to vote on whether or not he should get the death penalty.
In 2013, tragedy struck the Boston Marathon when 2 bombs exploded near the finish line, killing 3 people and injuring nearly 300 others. The perpetrators, brothers Tamerlan and Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, had planted pressure cooker bombs in backpacks, turning a day of celebration into chaos. The attack shocked the world, and the ensuing manhunt captivated millennials, with social media playing a key role in tracking developments.
Only 2 days had passed. Now they were looking for every image of the suspect they called White Hat. Massachusetts State Police analysts found him with a man in a black hat.
After a shootout with police, Tamerlan was killed while Dzhokhar was captured and later sentenced to death. The bombing left a lasting scar in the U.S., leading to heightened security at public events and sparking debates about domestic terrorism and radicalization in the digital age.
Victor 3-6, one in custody.
The JonBenet Ramsey case.
I immediately ran back upstairs and pushed open her door, and she was not in her bed.
On December 26, 1996, a young beauty queen was found murdered in her family's Boulder, Colorado home. Her mother, Patsy, discovered a ransom note demanding $118,000, almost the exact amount of her husband John's recent bonus. JonBenet's body was located in the basement. She had suffered a skull fracture, been strangled, and may have been sexually assaulted.
Did things move too quickly? Was the perpetrator, who had that as his motive, overtaken?
I ain't gonna lie, just the fact the ransom amount is the same exact amount as the dad's bonus, work bonus, is very alarming.
Very much so.
And I always say this, in this situation, if the family didn't do it, it's somebody that really know the family did it.
Yeah.
Other than that, the family did it. Somebody in the family did it. Whether it be the mother, the father, or the little brother. Because at the time it was an older brother.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
I don't know, man.
That one's very. This case is especially after watching the what's called.
Yeah.
The docu. Oh, man.
Taken by events.
Right. Or what about concealing the body for a time too?
Or concealing the body, right.
The case garnered massive media attention, with initial suspicion falling on JonBenet's parents and brother, Burke. However, DNA evidence later cleared them of involvement. The crime remains unsolved, haunting those who grew up seeing it unfold in the media and fueling endless online speculation.
They talk about how they were so upset and all the pain, but like, you don't see any of it in their face at all.
The Columbine High School tragedy.
Experts we talked to feel it is tragic the isolation and hatred went undetected at the school, yet they say the key to preventing future violence may really lie with parents and kids at home.
On April 20th, 1999, the world watched in horror as 2 heavily armed students, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, carried out a brutal massacre at their high school in Littleton, Colorado. The teens murdered 12 students and a teacher before taking their own lives, leaving behind a nation grappling with the shocking reality of school shootings.
And I looked up at Dylan and I said, "Hey, Dylan." And he said, "Hey, man." And I said, "What are you doing?" And it still like chills me how he was just like, killing people.
The attack, meticulously planned for over a year, involved homemade bombs and knives as well. In the aftermath, debates raged over gun control and media influence, while myths and conspiracy theories spread rapidly. Columbine remains one of the most infamous school shootings in history, forever altering how the world views gun violence and school safety.
You all right?
Yeah, what's going on? You think they ever make a movie?
Do I think they will ever?
Cause what's the one I watched?
What's this?
Run, Hide, Fight.
You felt like it was kind of.
It was very much so.
If so, it's something to that degree, but I don't feel like.
Did you watch that with me?
I did. I didn't. No.
I watched it by
and
myself.
then I went back and watched it myself.
I'm saying, did you end up watching it?
I ended up watching it, and you asked me, "You like it?" And I was like, no." I mean, it was not no, but it was just kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't like nothing like that because it's so real.
Yeah. In that degree.
Yeah.
But I never heard this. I'm gonna have to check this out. It's called Elephant.
Yeah.
I saw two guys come from the other side.
Holy God. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notification.
Somebody tells us.
The death of Kaylee Anthony.
Oh, this motherfucker. Y'all, I know exactly where she stayed, bro. She stayed here in our town, and I know exactly where she stayed. When did
she move here?
Like a year or two ago.
Like
it was
a
like
year
a year.
ago?
No, it was a year.
Oh, it's a year or two ago.
Yeah. And because where she stayed at, we looked at the apartment complex one time.
Yeah.
To move over there, and so I know exactly where she stayed. Cause somebody, did you see the photos that was going around of her coming out the apartment?
At the apartment, yeah.
And I was like, I said, and that was a Volkswagen or a Beetle or something like that.
It's
something like that. Look car. And I was like, bro, I know exactly where she stayed, bro. She doesn't stay like near us. It's like on the other side of town.
It's like on the other side of town. About what, 15, 20?
I ain't gonna say that far because I go to.
Well, it depends on where you go. Okay.
The way you go, well, it's about 10.
About 10, 15 minutes.
Depending on traffic. Yeah. Because it was out like, and then I go all the way and then like pull up on her. Hey, bitch. But yeah, she stay near same town as us. Just I know exactly where she stayed.
This case really bothered me.
I don't even know the case like that. I don't even know the details like that. I just know what a lot of people are saying, but I never followed the case like that.
And until somebody tells us what occurred in that family dynamic on June 16, 2008, this case is always going to be a mystery.
Dubbed the social media trial of the century, the story of Casey Anthony captivated and outraged the nation. In 2008, the young Florida mother failed to report her young daughter Kaylee missing for over a month. Even before Kaylee's remains were discovered that December, Casey's erratic behavior fueled suspicion.
I found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the damn car.
She repeatedly lied to police, changed her story, and partied instead of searching for her child. Despite intense public scrutiny, she was acquitted of homicide in 2011, a verdict often compared to the O.J. Simpson trial for its shock factor. To this day, Casey maintains her innocence, but few are convinced.
If the lynch mob justice is as it was that I saw this afternoon, I'm concerned for her safety. That people will go after her. Wherever she goes, she'll always be Casey Anthony.
Did we miss any major millennial true crimes? Let us know below. Check out these other clips from Watch Mojo, and be sure to...
I don't even know.
Like you out living your best life, out partying, out doing whatever, God knows what, and your child is missing.
I have to look up the Casey Anthony trial. I don't know the details like that of that whole trial at all.
I said, I know you lie.
I don't know the details.
Yeah, if you look them up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, man. That's crazy. That's insane. But yeah, Casey Anthony, yeah, she stayed. She's a member of the community. I don't think, and I'll say this, with the type of community we live in, nobody's gonna bother her. Because I see a lot of people's like, oh, she stayed here. We'll do this. We'll do this. The type of community we live in, bro, nobody's gonna bother her, bro. Like people be nosy and stuff, but nobody's gonna really, really bother her. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Or harass her or anything of that nature. Like she could be able to like freely live here and not have to worry about her well-being, But hey, y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Let us know y'all thoughts and opinions about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ Nifty. This is
Tierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are.
Ain't no time to kick it, gotta stack a flip for my folks. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.